to the Iron Mill. I got my brother Gideon to my right.
What's good?
Got Luke
What's up?
and Liam.
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 Your name.
Yes, sir. And I am Thomas Perez. Man, so here we are, week one of the podcast. How you guys feeling? New crib, where we're at?
I'm feeling great. I mean, it's nice to have our own place. Got keys to our own house.
For real. Never thought I'd be here.
The Bat Cave.
It is the Bat Cave. You know, we're out on the doors late at night. Get back. I mean, like, it's basically just a headquarters. You know, we don't live here. This is just where we set up, where we get ready for the day, get ready for the night. Go be vigilantes on the doors or
I
something.
know, for real. We live on the doors.
Yes, we do.
Speaking of the doors, Luke, let's hear from you, man. You had probably one of the most difficult starts I've ever seen. A struggle. And this week, 3 days in, 3 closes, 2. You had a same day, right?
Yeah, same day. Yep.
Was that your first same day?
It's the first same day. Yeah.
Man, in 3 days, you had a 10.5, a 3.5, and a 5.95 kilowatt. That's a total of $5,250 commission. How did you do it? How did you get, from all that failure you were experiencing, how'd you build yourself up?
Well, I mean, I knew coming down here, signing up, it was going to be an absolute battle, a war. And I just wanted to keep going, you know, no matter how tough it gets. I knew this is what it was going to be. And I just, I had to stand out in a way, and I had to just keep putting in reps. But I got you guys to thank, because you guys helped me out the pitch, tonality even more, and, you know, everything, more confidence. And since you guys, you know, really were there for me, it was helped out a lot. And just staying consistent with these long hours. These hours are very long, but staying consistent to it and just keep going even when it gets tough.
Hold on. Wait, how old are you?
17.
Ooh.
What? What?
Is it legal for you to be is it technically legal for this guy to work? I think it's like an 18 and over job too.
That's when I started.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, you got 3 guys here who all moved out at 17. I mean, hey.
Yep.
You know, these guys both moved out for solar.
Yeah, get
I
closer.
moved out for a different reason, but, you know, hey, we all moved out at 17. All
Yeah.
out grinding, putting in the work.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah, if you didn't know, we got full-time college students here, me and Liam, full-time. And who knows, maybe you guys will jump on the college bandwagon. But truth be told, you don't need college to make money. We understand that.
Nope.
That's not
Definitely
necessity.
agreed. I mean, college was never in my plan, but it was in God's plan. So, hey, here we are.
Yeah, here we are. And you're all the way from where again?
Arizona. I'm from Arizona at this point, it's been many, many months.
What do you think of California? What's the difference here, biggest difference?
I mean, I'm in day-to-day life, you know, I don't know if you notice it all too much. I mean, obviously the people are different, like the people in Arizona much more. But, I mean, everything's so expensive. Gas prices.
It's true.
You know, basically anything to do with cost, that's, of course, really high. I mean, rent, this place.
I know. This is California rent. Are you guys worried? Were you guys worried about that when you moved out? About like having to buy your own stuff? I think that was the first thing I thought about when I was like, man, every bill I have. I remember buying my first bottle of toothpaste. I think that's really where it hit me. Is when I had to go to the store. I was like, dude, I'm out of toothpaste, and I was like, oh wait, I have to go buy that. And then, yeah, that's where it hit me. I was like, wow, I'm out here. How about you? Weren't your parents kind of worried about you coming out here?
Oh, yeah. They wanted me to stay because, I mean, back in Fresno, where, you know, where I'm from and, you know, my brother, well, I mean, when I was there, I was actually doing door-to-door, except I was doing, like, you know, window cleaning and, like, I would work right after school every day because this year I just graduated. So, I mean, right after school, I'd go straight to the doors and sell some, like, window cleaning jobs for an average of $150 to $300. I would consistently get one, like, every single day. And my parents, I mean, I was successful in that. It was really good. My parents, they liked that I did it, but of course, you know, they wanted me to stay. And I mean, because I graduated, but obviously I wanted a different change. I wanted to change the scenery. Like I wanted to get out of Fresno because there's really nothing there. I mean, over here's a desert, you know, it's so hot. But I mean, you know, just living a life like an adult. I mean, you guys like to
Spread
you
the
know.
wings, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know? Did you know that it was gonna be a desert, Palmdale, Lancaster?
At first I thought it was all Riverside.
Exact, huh? Did you sell him on that, Gideon? Did you not tell him it was gonna be
Well,
Palmdale?
I mean, he
A little
did.
bait and switch right there, dude. I took this guy to the.
You gotta get that mic closer.
I took
Both
this.
of you. There you go.
I took this guy to the grocery store first day, and I'm like I have my cart is full of stuff, and I'm like, are you gonna get anything? And he's like, no, and I just start laughing. I'm like, no, wait and see. And then sure enough, later in the week, this kid's freaking. I'm cooking up my steak and my burgers, and this guy's asking me, can I have some?
Yeah. Yeah.
This
I
kid
mean, it
know how
looked
to
good,
grocery
bro.
shop.
It looked good. I just thought, you know, you could share, right? Sharing's caring. you know?
Yeah, no, that was there was some early growing pains of like, bro, you're an adult now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, he's killing it now though. So it's kind of funny
Facts.
though. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, you're gonna get those big boy checks.
I'm glad I was able to give you guys a laugh for sure when I was, you know, and I still am, which is good. I mean, you know,
Many
if you guys have hard days on the doors, me acting dumb can just, you know, at least like, you know, make us, oh, you're so dumb. But deep down, it's funny. But yeah, I'm glad I'm just, you know, there to give you guys laughs and we're all in this together.
Do people ever acknowledge on the doors that you're young? Do they ever like comment on it?
No, you know what's actually crazy? A lot of them think I'm like 20, 22.
It's because of that voice, man.
No. No.
It's totally the voice.
No way.
Yes,
I can't see it. I can't see it at all.
Well, yeah, voices you can't see. They listen. You hear them.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like, there's no way people think, like, just look-wise, I'm, like, 22, 23. It's like, no, I'm 17. Just graduated high school. It's like,
Wow. You actually tell them that?
yeah. Like, and
Some
they'll-
people. That's good that you're honest. That's good that
Yeah.
you're honest. I will admit I have lied before about my age. I probably shouldn't have done it, but I like go. They go, wait, how old are you? Because you know I'm wearing a beard, and I've had people. I go, you guess, and then they go 30 something, 28. I'm like, man, you're really close, and then I just don't say how old I am because I don't want them to know. You know.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of do. Sometimes I'll tell them straight up, but
Dude,
I have to know that they can still respect me because sometimes they'll like
yeah.
they won't respect you because you're young. When you're trying to sign like a $60,000 like
Dude,
loan,
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
they don't want to feel like, oh man, this kid is making money off me. Like,
dude, it's crazy. Like, these people are getting sold by a 17-year-old, 19-year-old, 19-year-old, and
I'm 23.
20.
I
like,
started
dude,
when I was 21.
That's wild,
20.
bro.
No, I was 20. Yeah, I was 20 when I started. Turned 21. The weekend of my first deal was my birthday. We went to a hitter's dinner, where remember how I took you guys to Applebee's?
Yep.
That's what I got on my birthday, 21st birthday, first deal. Went to Applebee's. I have a photo on my Instagram. I have like a bunch of OGs. I think the only people still in the office in that photo are like Remy.
Yeah.
Man, were you there
Yeah,
at that February? I'm trying to. Yeah, I think Trevor Trace was there. That's where I met Trevor. Yeah, man, almost nobody. It's crazy seeing like photos from just a year ago, man, and like nobody's here anymore.
Yeah.
Like nobody. It's this job like will chew people up and spit them out. I'd say it's like a very low retention, if anything.
That's what I was thinking. Like most people, like just wash out. I mean, it takes a level of dedication, discipline, just honestly, like almost an insane or delusional amount of commitment of just, especially in the
Luna.
hard times.
We're getting joined.
Yeah, got a special
Hello,
guest now.
can you see that on the camera?
Yeah, you can see part of it.
Luna, this is our kitty. This is something that I haven't had available before working in the house. Now, you want to say something? Well, she doesn't talk. I mean, they're cats, but you want to stay here on the podcast? Okay, she can go. Okay, well, that's a good topic, though. And just remember, for you guys holding the mics, get that thing, like, right here.
Right up in there.
Right, yeah. You can hear the difference, right?
Yeah,
Can you hear the
I mean,
difference?
It's
Yep.
Yeah, try your best to get it right up close. just because there's a lot of echo in this room. So we turned the gain down, which means it's not going to pick up very far, so that it doesn't pick up all your voices. But yeah, I mean, even for people watching, we were originally renting rooms in like an elderly couple's house. No room to do a podcast there. We tried to do this in a college classroom, and they kicked us out. And they said that we can't use the classrooms for filming.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, there's like moments like that. Like I'm sure there's moments for all of you, like where it seems like, oh, I should just give up. Like this obstacle is too big. And that was probably the biggest obstacle I had with this team here, is that it was like we were trying to grow. We're trying to get more accessibility, get our name out. But people were putting limits on us. It's almost like when you're using someone else's car, you can only drive so far. So you got to get your own set of wheels. That's when I really realized, like, man, we have to get our own place, our own roof on our heads, where we can set up our own podcast room. Where now it's amazing, because I think this is the best studio opportunity we've ever had, where I don't feel like I have to like ask someone permission to film here. You know?
Yeah, I mean, there's just a level of freedom of having your own place. And I mean, like, this is all ours. Like, we all pay the same amount. This is our place. And there's just a level of ownership and a level of just, I guess, freedom in that. Like, you're out on your own. We're all here together, just brothers, just grinding away, putting in the work, putting in the hours. And, yeah, I mean, it really just comes down to that dedication and just, you know, just going all in. So,
Yeah, talk about hours. This guy. I hear they have a new nickname for this guy.
He's the late night
Word of the
crusader.
streets.
He is the
Yeah,
late night
crusader.
Literally,
But
they call Batman the Cape Crusader. It kind of fits, because he is the Batman of The Office.
Yep.
yeah, I mean, when we went to the office this week for the first time in I don't know how long.
What is it, 2 months now? Yeah,
Pretty much.
we went our first week, so that was
Mhm.
2 months.
Really? Dang. So, yeah, went to the office for the first time. We walk through the gate to kind of get into the area. And they're like, "What's up, Batman?" I'm just like, "All right, sure. You know, I guess this
Yeah.
is my nickname now.
That's
Just,
good.
just own it. You know, it's awesome."
But man, you guys, before you started being the Batman, I mean, dude, you were having a bunch of no sits, a bunch of ghosts, and I feel like this past week we finally realized that, like, the later you get a set at night, like the higher percentage there is of a retention. You know, and I think the real reason is because you're dealing with people that don't talk to as many door knockers, and a lot of people during the day get so many door knockers that they're kind of used to giving you like, oh yeah, you can come by at this time again, but they don't really mean it. You know, they're not being sincere because they do this all the time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my last close, I walked out of their house at 11:01 p.m. and that was huge.
11:01.
11:01.
Dude, your close, I walked out at 11:55, bro. It was like
It's crazy.
going on midnight when we were like crazy. Because some homeowners, people are awake at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, are we up at midnight?
Oh yeah. all the
Exactly.
time.
So if a homeowner is comfortable with you being in there, chances are that, yeah, they're awake, they're functioning.
Yeah, and most people we talk to around here, they commute to San Fernando, right? The Valley. So it's like, sometimes that's the only time people can meet.
It's true. I tell every homeowner, look, the hardest part of my job is timing. And as long as you just keep that line, they'll understand, look, if we can find a good time to meet, if it's short, if it's long, dude, if you can just sit in front of somebody, it's over. It's over. We'll make the most of it. How about you?
Yeah.
You seen any of that? What was it like when you went 3 weeks without a deal?
Yeah.
And then you went another, was it another 2 weeks or another? Was it longer than 3 weeks actually?
I think it might have been for
It was like over a month.
It was week 4. I think week 4 of working. It was the deal. My first deal was like on that Wednesday.
Dude, and we had already moved here. I felt like we were already at Leonel Virus for a month, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just about. I mean, I think it was probably like 5 or 6 weeks.
Dude,
this
I think
guy.
5 or 6 weeks, yeah. It's crazy. So
Yeah.
were you ever thinking, like, how do you, because a lot of people would have that mindset that, okay, this isn't for me, and you guys have seen it. We even had a kid come in and out in like 4 or 5 days.
Yep.
I don't remember his name, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, there's a bunch of people that come in and out, and they have a decision. There's like, you know what, this ain't for me. There's other opportunities, and there's other people that say, look, the grass ain't greener on the other side. It's only green where you water it. So how did you get in that mindset to like work harder instead of quit?
Well, I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, I knew, the harder you work, there will be good things that come at the end of it. And with me consistently putting in the hard work, developing and everything, I just knew like, oh, it's gonna come. Look at all these other solar guys; they're successful. A lot of them got like supercars, stuff like that. I mean, I'm not trying to say like I could get a supercar like that. I mean, it would be nice, but I mean, I see all these solar guys successful, and I knew how did they start. It was probably just continuing to put in the work and consistently do it for a really long time. And I mean, it's now kind of to show that when you keep doing it and you're getting, you get better at it. I knew that one term, it's like long, I forgot the saying of it, but it was like something about like high reward at the end of
Delayed gratification.
like something like that, yeah. But I just knew, man. I was getting there. I was so close. Even like in those hard 3 weeks, I was like, dude, I'm right there. It's gonna happen. You get like, and I kept saying to myself every day, this is your day. This is the time to do it. This is get it set, put it on the board for Thomas to do it. And I just kept doing it, and then I mean this week I got 3 closes, which is awesome. Hopefully, we could keep pushing for more. Just staying consistent. If I can stay consistent, it'll be good.
I mean, we're talking a week. You've already had 4. It's crazy.
Well,
Wait,
yeah.
no, 3.
Today's payday. So you got paid today for the first time, right?
Yeah. I got paid.
Hey, good for you, man.
Last week's set or 2 weeks ago, whatever it
It
was.
was 2 weeks. Yes.
Was that a 750 or 1,000?
It was 750,
750. Yeah, it was a smaller system.
or it was 4.5 for that one.
Dang.
So I got
So, yeah.
750 today. Yes.
Yep,
Which is awesome.
$1,500.
And guess what I got today? I got a text saying they're ready to install.
No way.
I did today.
Let's go.
Yep.
Let's
so
go.
the install's right around the corner. I got Jesus ready to install as well. And that guy owns a property in Kentucky and 2 properties out here that he wants solar on. He said
That's
once we get the
Oh my
install.
goodness.
Yeah, so that's the thing out here too, is like not only people commute, but a lot of people are like, there's a lot of real estate investing out here, and people, they own real estate, like multiple houses. We run into a lot of people like that. So if
Yep.
you get one, sometimes you can walk away with 2 or 3.
I mean, Gideon and I yesterday when we
Oh, right.
it's crazy. I mean, right? Gideon and I go to the gym like every morning, close to like say like 8 o'clock. Yeah. And so I had a call back around like talk to this wife, and she said, oh, he's like never here, but if you want to catch him, come around 8 to 8:30. I said okay, but at first, when I was like waking up yesterday, I was like, oh, I'm tired. I'd rather just go to the gym and just ignore this, do another day. But I said, you know what? Let's just do it. It's a call back. Why not? And so I told Gideon directions. We went to this house. We pitched a guy. I was talking for a bit, and then Gideon came behind. So he was like kind of like shadowing me. So we both were like talking to this guy, and it was crazy. First, he was kind of downplaying, solar a bit, saying he had like we were the 20th guy to come by. He's gotten so many of them, but then we kept telling him about the newer program, the PPA, and then he kind of got a little sold on it. And then we got his usages for this house, but then he said he had another house he was staying at with his daughter, and it's a bigger house. And this guy Gideon, at first I thought he was gonna try, or we were gonna try and do a first appointment for you to go to that second house, because we weren't able to get usages on guest login. But then Gideon called Edison, and then Edison was, it was kind of hard because the guy's daughter and all that was she was obviously on the phone with the homeowner we pitched, and so the Edison said, oh, she needs to be there, but the daughter's like, oh, I'm here. And so the Edison lady she read the full usages, and then we wrote it all down. So if it weren't for us going to this callback from like 8:15, 8:30, and instead of just going to, we have literally usages for 2 houses. So it's a 2-in-1 set, right? That's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Was that guy warm when you got there, or did he have no idea you were showing up? Or did the wife
He really had kind of no idea, because I asked and said, did your wife tell you to be stopping by? And he said, no, not really. But he knew we were solar guys immediately. He said,
Did you make it known to him that you knew he'd be there?
Yeah.
From the wife's info?
Yes.
So that just built trust right there.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
there's a lot of things that go to Liam knocking past 10 o'clock. The fact that his last 2 closes, Liam's had a 7.7, and then what was the other one? It was a 2.8. Smallest system smallest I've ever sold. Nonetheless, though, they were both like past 10 p.m. And the homeowners were like, yeah, that's the hardest working guy out here because he's working when no one else is knocking. And they were lay downs. I ate breakfast with the 7.7 kilowatt.
Did you actually?
Yeah, they cook me
Oh, that's
breakfast.
funny. That's
Like
awesome.
the people are
Good
very
food.
nice. Like I
They
always
really
say
are,
on
for
the
sure.
porch you're a pest, but in the home you're a guest. So as soon as you get in the home, you've broken like a barrier that now you just make yourself comfortable. And I have rules of thumbs like greet every single person in the house, and then make it like really the first thing you should be thinking about is names. And the more you can start using names while you're in the house, it's the more comfortable people get around you. They get very
Yeah,
comfortable
sure.
with you.
People love their
Yeah.
name.
That's right. That's everyone's favorite word, whether they like it or not. It's a word that you're gonna respond to. When you hear your name, your brain it spikes.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, you can, and there's a point in pitches like where I know I need them to pay attention to this next point. It's simple as just dropping their name right before you say it, and it just tunes them in. It almost makes them like what you just said next more because you prefaced it with their name. It's very
So-
psychologically powerful.
I'll tell you some of my favorite sets have been like when the guy barely speaks English, or like and then they call daughter out. Like, I mean, that's what happened with the 7.7. What this 11:01 p.m. set is it was like, I don't know, probably 10:30 or something, and it was just like a bad day, didn't have anything, and I was like,
You had no
I
sets.
had no sets. I wasn't
Wow.
going home without one.
That's what I'm talking about.
It was
man.
10:30.
Wow.
And I walk up, I'm like, hey, how's it going? And then I call out his name, or he's like, hey, is so-and-so here? He's like, yeah, it's me. I was like, oh, I thought that was your son, because I'd met the son before, and I just thought that was, the guy's name. It was just one of those times where, like, it wasn't a good time. He was very busy, and I just didn't push it. I just kind of, made a friend, moved on. And this is like 3 weeks later. I've already moved turfs. I'm back in my old turf late at night, just scouting, trying to find something. And just call out, say, hey. He's laughing. He's like, it's so late. What are you doing? Too late, too late. Broken English.
He had a good laugh about
Yeah.
that. He said that you scared him. He said that he was shocked. He was like, what in the world is this kid doing? He's like, well, that kid makes the most money for sure if he's doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I got it on recording because I was recording my interactions that night, just trying to get a set. And I have the whole thing recorded. And at the end, it was probably like 10:50, 10:55. I've been at their house for like 10, 20 minutes at this point, just talking with them. And I mean, the guy was like, you know what? This guy makes all the money, more money than all these other guys because he's out this late. And I'm just sitting there laughing, just trying to pull usages, like, yeah, and then just trying to like divert it back to small talk and just keep it moving. And
Yeah,
But
what
yeah.
a good balance because, I mean, you're not coming across desperate that late at night. You're still coming across busy, and so it takes a lot of confidence to do that because, man, people that knock late, usually you can tell that they don't do well because, one, they don't do it enough to be confident. So they're doing it, but they're intimidated, and they're acting like this is the first time they've ever done it. But if the more you just knock late, and then if you're just as comfortable, if not more comfortable doing it that late, people are not, again, we already established, if they're in their home late at night when they come home from work and relaxing, they are the most comfortable state that you could ever meet them at. They're not rushed to get to work. They're not tired waking up in the middle of the day. They're not stressed. You're getting somebody realistically in the best opportunity to introduce a new idea to them. And if you can have utmost confidence, they can rely on you to guide them to this. I mean, it's literally like missed opportunity from people to knock more in these late hours when people are, they're at their most sellable points. If I'm honest with you, they're most vulnerable, if anything.
yeah, both of these guys, my last two sets, the first one was a 10:40, which was last Saturday.
Is that the FedEx driver?
The FedEx
guy?
driver,
That
yeah.
guy was cool. Corey.
Yeah.
That was a cool guy.
And then the other guy was the 11:01. They were both sitting in their garages, beers in hand. I'll tell you, I've gotten offered more beers in this job than I have my entire life. I mean, like, I obviously look older and, could get away with it or whatever. But I'll tell you,
It's that barbarian beard.
For real.
I'm just growing it out. It's getting pretty long. I'm kind of digging it, just letting it go. But seriously, like, almost every single day I get offered a beer, at least one. So obviously every time I say, no, I'm good, I don't drink, but
Do you get a Coke or anything? You don't just leave it at rejection.
No. I always ask for like a water.
Yeah, that's smart.
I'll get sodas. I'll get Pedialytes. They're like, oh yeah, you want a beer? I was like, Nah, man, I'm good. Water's good. I don't drink, and just kind of leave it at that. Thanks for the offer, but I'm not about that. So yeah.
Garages are great. Garages are great because it's weird. It's like a halfway home. It's like the house, but it's not the house. So you can pretty much walk right into a garage without asking questions, and people won't really. They still feel like you're not technically in the house, yet they are much more comfortable in their garage than they are out on the porch. It's different. I don't know what it is. I think it's a safety thing that their mind is a little more relaxed, but I think that getting a pitch out in the garage is
huge.
also
huge.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I just walk right into garages.
You say most of your good, nice pitches are in garages, like at late night, especially.
Late night, it can kind of be either or. Whether they're like in their driveway doing something, or they're sitting in their garage.
So
whatever.
do you only look for people outside visible? You don't knock doors?
Yeah,
That's
so
pretty big.
past a certain time, or like if it's just one of those days, or plenty of different factors that go into it. But at some point, I'll just say, all right, no more knocking. I prefer just hitting people outside anyway. I've got my most success. I mean, there's that one Saturday where I had 5 sets in that one day, and every single one of them was from someone outside. I think I knocked maybe 10 doors in, 11 hours?
Wow.
And it was just interaction after interaction after interaction.
Wow.
And
that also goes to people, like, don't lie to yourself and think that just because you knock a door, you're doing something. Like, knocking doors is what you need to do, right? But that's not what the job is. The job is interacting with somebody, speaking to somebody, making relationships. Like you said, the one closed at 11. You had spoken to somebody, made a friend, and moved on. But you knew that person wasn't in a decision-making mood, so you saved it for later, but you didn't waste your time. People who just waste their time knocking dead door after dead door after dead door, they're convincing themselves they're doing something. But, I mean, if you look at reality, you've knocked 50 doors in a day. You have no sets. You've only talked to 10 people. Really, you've wasted more time than you've spent.
yeah, I mean, I would rather, not to go to the other extreme of it, but I would rather not knock at all and only hit open doors. Like, okay, so what if I, spend my whole shift, right, hitting maybe 20, 30 interactions, and I don't knock a single door, that's a lot of dead time. But the time that I was there was just productive, quality. Like, that was either a callback, either a set, or, mark it off the list.
A full
right?
pitch at least.
Yeah, full pitch.
Well, that means that, you worked harder by default, because if you were interacting, that's all that matters.
It's energy.
That's all. That's the only thing that matters. If you're knocking a door and they don't come to the door and you're not interacting, you're wasting time. Ultimately,
It's
it
true.
is a waste of time.
You should only knock a door if you feel like there is a chance it's going to get opened.
Yeah.
People just knocking a door
Yeah.
to knock it on a list. Because we do keep tick sheets. I don't know if everyone knows, but we list how many doors you've knocked in a day, how many interactions, people you've spoken to, how many times you got a full pitch, how many times you asked for the bill and received it, and then how many times you locked a set. But you, in the late nights, I think one day he had like 3 doors and 15 interactions, and he's just showing that he is purely looking for a high percentage look. And I'm sure the doors that were knocked were doors that, like, the lights were on, people were moving inside, and they just ignored you, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a much more proactive, I guess, setter, I guess you could say. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but
You're a salesman.
I would rather, like I said, I would rather have downtime in between interaction than just knocking doors over and over again. Because, one, if they're outside, it's low pressure, it's casual, it's chill.
Yep.
It's much easier for me to, break preoccupation, to just kind of keep it friendly. Just, hey, what's up? What's going on? You enjoying the evening? Tell you, man, it's been stupid, ridiculously hot this last week, 110 every single day. Glad it's getting cool in the evening. Just keep it casual. Most likely the decision maker, versus knocking on a door, getting a kid, getting non-decision maker. Oh, they're at work, this, that. Get the runaround, and then try to have a non-decision maker tell you to kick rocks. Yeah.
Those are things that show that you're skilled. And I want to bring it back to you because you said Now, it wasn't 3. I think it's really closer to 5 weeks you went without a deal. But you said that whole time you felt yourself, I think you said upgrading or like getting better, getting more skilled. Like, I forget what you said. But I can definitely see that your skill has increased a lot. I mean, you're getting like at least a set, if not 2 a day. What do you feel like you've noticed, like yourself improve? Like if you looked in the mirror, you know something's better than it was before.
Oh, I'm just more confident in what I say now at this point. You know, with this, with the pitch, interacting with the homeowners, you know, breaking preoccupation. Like that's just been, it's been great. You know,
Why do you think that took you 5 weeks?
Well, first 2.5 weeks, I'd say, maybe 3 weeks as well. I was still stumbling on the pitch itself and like not explaining it in the right, you know, way of like what's going on. And like there was times where I'd say, yeah, so like with the you know, like I would be doing that
Just like that?
yeah. Yeah. Like it was bad. It was bad. And home was just looking at me all confused. And then later, as I was trying to finish what I would say, like they just, you know, wouldn't give me a chance. And then I was just kind of like, I don't know, just like the interaction rate. I could have been like looking for more like open garages and stuff like that. I don't know. I just think I wasn't confident at all. You know, I thinking I was just like too anxious. Like I wasn't like more like relaxed, calm. Like now I'm so confident whenever I talk to any homeowner. It's just like I'm so confident. I'm more relaxed on the door. Like, you know.
You speak slower too, huh?
Yeah, I've been trying to work on it. I mean, I know I kind of speak in a fast way, but I've been trying to work on it. Like sometimes I could catch myself doing it, and I'll just like slow down a little more, which I think's been really, you know, really important for sure.
Yeah, the biggest thing is that you stayed consistent, and you had a conviction that this was gonna work. That no matter what was gonna happen, that you were not gonna fail, and you weren't gonna quit, and you kept persevering. You kept being persistent. And ultimately, you had your breakthrough, and that's what we were all waiting for. And we all had the same belief that you had, and we knew that you could do it. So it's fire to see that it's coming to fruition.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing I forgot to like say, I have like a little story about back in my junior year, my zoology. I had a zoology class, and
A what?
my zoology class.
A zoology?
Zoology, yeah.
Got it,
Uh-huh.
okay.
And so my teacher was kind of I mean, he was like an interact teacher. He was the most random teacher I've ever met. But anyways, my well, first off, Gideon was still, you know, doing solar back in the day. And that summer of my junior year, before entering senior year, he wanted me to come out to Riverside and like do solar for like about like 4 weeks, like to like a month and a half or so. And I was down, but you know, my parents still, you know, I mean, I was like 16 at the time, and they just rather, you know, me stay here, I guess. Like, you know, Gideon was telling me that, and I was like talking to my classmates and stuff, and like they had said, Luke, you gonna do anything this summer? You gonna work? You gonna get a job? I said, yeah, I think I might be going down to LA and do and go door to door and do solar. And my zoology teacher overheard me say this, and then he just started laughing, saying, "You doing door to door?" He said, I wouldn't even take you serious. And basically told me and said like that I wouldn't be good at it.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh wow. He really said
In front
that.
of the whole class, or was this like
Kind of. I mean,
people?
some other people like talking and stuff, but like he did like say in the loud way. He just said, "I wouldn't take you serious." He said, "You wouldn't. I don't think you would do good in the Luke."
He's just projecting on you. If I'm being honest with you, when people start saying out of pocket stuff like that, I think he probably deep down has his own desire to be taken seriously. So to tear somebody else down,
I was
like
gonna
that,
say,
that's really...
what teacher was that again?
My zoology.
Zoology.
I didn't even know zoology was taught in high
it right
school.
there.
Yeah.
I think that
But
says it all.
But this teacher.
What is
was
his?
like,
Did he has a course on Harambe or anything like that? Like, what is this dude's thing?
Seriously. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But success is the biggest revenge.
Yeah.
That's
You
the
turn that
only
into a
revenge.
why? You turn that into a why? You still...
Yeah, you know, like even like when it was like I was a bit down, like I had, you know, I just said I can't let I had that motivate me too. Like that's really what also pushed me. Like I'm going to be successful in this job. I mean, I still got a long way to go, even though I only got 3 in the week, which is awesome. But I want to still keep, you know, being consistent and like just be, you know, one of the best. First time we went to the office in Jungle U, I looked around, saw all these guys, and I said, man, like, look at these guys. I mean, I could be so much better than these guys. I mean, anyone can. I mean, yeah, they're good, but I wanna stand out and just be the best. And I'm sure you guys probably all like said the same thing. Like, these guys aren't. I mean, they're all cool for sure, but like I want to be.
You have what's called a growth mindset. You have a growth mindset, which you believe that you can do anything you put your mind to.
Yeah.
There's nothing holding you back other than
Exactly.
yourself. A lot of people say it's my environment, it's my skin color, it's my family background, it's my wealth, it's my car. People, it's the weather, it's my height, it's my health. People give every single excuse in the book other than just saying I can do it no matter what. And I like that you're saying, look, if these other people can do it, I can do it too. That's like
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think that mindset is kind of required for this job, or to be successful in it. And I mean, that's not saying anything bad about, people in the office. There's some, absolute studs over there.
For sure.
But when you look around, like every time we've gone to the office, there's new faces, people that have left, people that, are like, oh, you guys new? When we've been here longer than, the guys that brought them on have been here,
I love when people say that. Oh,
absolutely.
you new? Like, it's just so, no, you're new. But it's just, that's so funny when people say that. That's true.
Exactly. Like you see all these guys who are like out here or like, put up a couple deals or a couple sets, couple closes, whatever. And it's like, not that like, oh, I'm better than you, but like, this guy's doing it. Why aren't I?
Yeah.
And like I said, that growth mindset of like, realizing that well, the only thing stopping me is me.
I know that we always have to like put ourselves in check when we say stuff, because you're fearing people with a fixed mindset are like, oh, this guy's putting himself above people, this dude's on it's never like that. I feel like when I'm around you guys and you guys have all the same mindset, anyone in that office, same thing. When people have that mentality of I can do it because you can, that's not disrespect. If anything, that's more respect, because they can see that you had the same mindset. That's going to get like yourself to that point. Like it's inspiring. And I really believe that people, they are intimidated by their full potential. And they are, man, there's another term for it, but it's, I used to say it all the time.
Yeah.
I forget.
That's perfect though. Yeah. And that's exactly what it is.
They're just intimidated.
Yeah.
It's bad.
I think that definitely sums up, a lot of, some of my past. And even, some of my early, time in this job, where even recently, we were talking just a couple minutes ago about, how did Luke have that determination to not quit? And, the thoughts about quitting, what are you going to do? I've been here and I've had, deals and sets and even committed to a summer of this. And even in that summer, I've had questions of like, what am I doing? Am I where I'm supposed to be? What am I doing with my life? What am I doing with my summer? Is this really what I should be doing? Just question everything. And like, I can pack up and go home right now. Like, what's keeping me here? And ultimately it's, in a way, my name. And, I've put my name on this and I've, committed to it and just being committed to seeing something through.
Yeah, you wouldn't be human, I mean, if you didn't experience those type of thoughts. I think we all go through those thoughts, especially when, it's, what's that saying? It's like, it's, you don't praise a fish for swimming, right? When things are going good, it's easy to be happy. It's easy to be, super upbeat. But when things don't go your way, how do you react to those situations? And it's like, it's easy to have those type of thoughts where it's like, for us, we're literally 3 hours away back home. Like, that's an easy drive. We could easily get back to our family, work 9 to 5. And but that's the big thing. It's like you have to get uncomfortable, and you will be uncomfortable, and that's really what separates good from great. So yeah, I mean, I get those thoughts now and again too. I mean, everyone does. When you're going up to the gym in the morning, and it's like, oh, dude, this bed feels real good right now. Like, you could just sleep in, and then you have to force yourself out. And, force yourself, have the discipline to keep going and knock that extra door, that extra hour. So, yeah, I mean.
For sure. I mean, when I think of it, like, I've had, when I first started the job, going back on like people who are doubters, or some of that motivation or that why of putting your name on it, of just yourself knowing that you can do it, and that the only thing stopping you is you. But in addition to that, like other people have plenty of things to say, and there's a balance between not caring what anyone says,
Yep.
heeding wise counsel, and then also like using what people say, as essentially
fuel.
as fuel and motivation, right?
Yep.
I mean, I had someone in my life who, at the time had some input in my life and was kind of important. They basically said, solar, that's not a real job. Go get a real job. There's no money to make. There's no money to make
fired
solar.
up, boy.
There's no money to make in solar. You're wasting your time.
Unbelievable.
The sentiment of like, when we said go get a job, that's not what we meant. I'm like, all right,
They're really saying go let
Yeah.
someone else pay you instead of go get yourself paid. Do you know what I mean?
That's exactly what it was.
They're like, I don't trust you to work hard enough for your own
Yeah.
paycheck, because that's all this job is. We could sell doorbells, we could sell Cutco, we could sell Tupperware. I don't care what we're selling. What we've decided to do here is, like you said, you put your paycheck, your own name on it. You don't put like your paycheck doesn't say. My first job was Five Guys, and then I've worked at like Domino's. Like my paycheck doesn't say that anymore. My paycheck has Thomas Perez on it, and that's it.
You determine your own worth.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
And those people who are hating, I mean, it just gives you a chip on your shoulder,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're not in my life anymore. But I'll tell you, one of the things that kind of just drove me crazy about it was, like, I was a college student, right? I was taking 22 credit hours at college. I'm OD way ahead. Like, clearly I have some kind of work ethic or some kind of driver or something. Like, I bash on myself all the time for, like, being lazy or not having discipline or, not doing what I'm supposed to do, And when you say that, almost sounds like crazy or fake humble, because, you look at where I'm at right now, it's like, well, obviously that's not true. It is. I've struggled with that, just drive and that, discipline, but clearly I've done it to now, about to graduate college, taking 22 credit hours, that takes something. And it was like that meant nothing. And it was like, oh, because you don't have a real 9 to 5 or a real part-time job, you're not like good enough or something like that. And I'm like, well, wait, but I'm working this and I'm making money doing this. No, that doesn't count. So then I say, okay, I drop that and then I get the solar job.
Were you doing something else? What were you doing?
Yeah. I was trying to do petitions. That
That
fell
job.
through.
But that's a legit
yeah.
job. I think it's a little shady how they make the money on a petition, because you're doing tax dollars and stuff. But at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, it's a job. A job's a job.
Yeah, and that ended up falling through. Dropped that, really bad management, stuff like that. So I was like, okay, well, I need a job. So
That's such a big deal, though, is your manager, your leaders. Taylor McCarthy, the #1 solar guy, he said, don't pick there's so many solar companies we can be a part of. He said, don't pick based on a red line. Don't pick based on the money. Pick who you're with based on your leadership, because good leadership, that's going to get you far. Me and Gideon came in here, Vic and Will, best leaders I could ever ask for. And then that, I want every guy, girls too, but preferably guys. And that's just, call me sexist, whatever you want. That's fine. But I preferably want guys to try this job, because it turns you into a leader. It really does. It turns you into a leader of your own self. First, you have to be a master of your mind, master of your mouth, your body. You have to be a master of your sleep, your diet, everything. You no longer and that's again, you guys are, just moving out of the house. Like you're master of everything. Once you can master yourself, then you can bring other guys out here. Like you brought out your brother, and I've brought out other recruits myself, and that's like where now that I can discipline myself, how can I teach others to get themselves disciplined? And every guy I've seen join this job and work through that hard, slump of confidence, and they get their own confidence, I literally see like a metamorphosis of a man who, has more self-respect, more respect for others. I mean, I don't think I've respected other men's jobs more until I had my own job, where I had to like start commuting and get up at stupid hours in the night, and it turns us into men. And thank God that we get to do it at such a young age. Like some guys like have to work their way up a ladder, and maybe I shouldn't say brown nose, but they have to please their boss to get more money. Like here, we have to do it the hard way. If we want to get paid more, we just have to work harder. And
Absolutely.
I respect every single one of you guys for sticking this through. And yeah, I hope anybody even listening to this, anybody considering like a new opportunity, like this is the hardest job you could possibly work because it really is all on you. And it's like wrestling. Like I wrestled all through high school. It's my favorite sport because you can't blame your loss on a team. You can't blame your loss on your coach. At the end of the day, once you step on the mat, it's you and the other guy.
Yep.
It's all on you to win. And if you lose, it was your fault. Like there's really nothing else to it. And I believe it's the same way with sales. Like who cares if they fail credit? Who cares if they ghost? If you want a paycheck, the only person stopping you is you. And that's the best way to work.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I had this quote written on my board in my room at home, and I guess this is home now, but back home, it said, "I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who overcomes his enemies." It's I think it's
wow.
close to that. It's by Aristotle,
That is
and I had that written
deep.
on my whiteboard in my room. I made this like little not like meditation corner, but like I had a desk, I had my Bible, my books. I had a whiteboard on it. I had like a day counter on it of something I was tracking. I had all these quotes, all these different things. And at the top of it, it said, "I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who overcomes his enemies," by Aristotle.
That's powerful.
Because it truly is like, I mean, think about it. You can kill anyone with a gun, but it takes a man to, bring his own body into submission. There's a Bible verse on that. I'm blanking on it, but truly, like, it comes down to, as a man, taking that ownership, that extreme level of ownership, almost to a delusional level or an unfair level of everything is my fault and everything rides or dies on me. Of just, it's my fault, my success, my failure, anything, it's on me, and it's on me to go work and go to make it happen, and that's a man mindset right there.
That was a great verse to bring up. You're talking about 1 Corinthians 9:27. Let me pull my Bible app up real quick. 1 Corinthians 9:27. And we're almost pressed for time. We got to see Deadpool here in a couple minutes. We got a new Deadpool movie coming out today.
Oh yeah.
I think it's gonna be pretty good. You guys pretty excited to watch it?
Yep.
How you feeling about it?
Ready for the laughs. The
He
violence.
wants that Deadpool flavored candy.
Oh yeah.
It just cracked me up because it's obviously it's just marketing and stuff, but you seem so bought into it, like to truly believe. It just cracked me up.
Hey, at the movie theater, they're gonna
was
have
so
like
funny.
the popcorn baskets like Deadpool themed.
With his
so.
butt and stuff.
Oh,
Like you saw the Xbox.
the Xbox controllers, yeah.
With the butt crack.
Wow. Well, I think that's verse of the
Yeah.
day, man. Well, let's see. 1 Corinthians 9:27. It says, "I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway." And so, man, practice what you preach, man, for real. And I like that. You're like, it's a perfect idea. Like, man, you're when you're preaching, to be a man of honor, you're preaching to bring yourself in subjection. We don't need to cuss. We don't need to sleep with a bunch of women. We don't need to flaunt our money to earn respect. You just need, if you say you're going to do something, you say, hey, I'm going to work this job. I'm going to be successful at this. And I always think of the verse. It says, we shall reap if we faint not, and if you're preaching the gospel, if you're preaching being a man of God, then you better bring your own body into subjection. You better put yourself in check more than anybody else. Control your desires more than your enemies, because if your enemy's shouting loud, to shut him up isn't to go stab him in the back or assassinate him, right? To shut him up is to just live up to what you have preached, who you said you will be. And at the end of the day, man, you'll have the last laugh,
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's obviously as the Iron Mill being both a Christ-centered operation and build men into men and sales operation, there is that fine line of being a man, taking your word on your back, putting your name on your back, kind of like a football jersey, your name's on your back, right? There's a fine line between that and letting it creep into pride, and also letting it like creep into bitterness or resentment of like, you know, oh, all these people said this. So using it as anger. Like when I was younger, I used anger and I used, you know, bitterness and resentment, you know, to propel me forward. And boy, did it work, you know. You know, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, you know, without that to an extent. But it was wrong. It was not healthy for me. It ended up damaging me more than anything, you know. And, you know, to this day, I still have consequences, you know, myself.
You mean like grudges? Is that what you're saying?
I don't hold grudges and don't hold like these, you know, what people say as like, you know, this, oh, I'm going to get back at you. I'm going to, you know, putting their face on a, you know, on a boxing bag kind
on
of
a dartboard.
yeah, basically, you know, there's a fine line between that and, you know, just using it as a, you know, motivation or as a propellant of like, you know, hey, you know, it all comes down to me. It's my name on the line, you know. A good name is, you know, oh my goodness.
Rather to be chosen than great riches.
Than great riches. Yeah. You know, you can tell.
Yeah, there really is a fine line. Yeah. Man, even this year we started, I started this team, which is a satellite office. It's something I'm really preaching to the choir here, but if anyone's listening, just know that we don't have an office we report to. We don't have managers that we show up to see every day. I mean, we literally just live together in a house, and every day, the only one keeping us from working is ourselves. We decide as a group, we are going to be at work on time. We are going to leave later than anybody else in the company. And that's because we decided, not because we have a manager cracking the whip on us. And that's really what the theme of this whole podcast, this whole operation is. The iron mill is Proverbs 27:17. Iron sharpeneth iron. We are, each of us here are ingots of iron. We are swords of iron. And so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Now notice there it says of his friend. You don't use your enemies to sharpen you. You know, you don't use strangers to sharpen you. You need close friends that are on the same path, that have the same values as you. Use each other to sharpen each other. And we've had adversity even started this podcast. This is like round 2, really. We tried it once, and to be honest, I think that I let the naysayers, or I think people don't always understand where your heart is coming from, again, because we're entrepreneurs, and you know, it takes an aggressive mindset to be successful. I think they say that you have to be pissed off for greatness. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it comes off like we're trying to belittle others or put ourselves up, and really it's none of that. What it is we're trying to build a steel trap of a mindset. We're trying to find other men that are like-minded and that are strong men. No weakness, to be honest with you. That's why, I mean, even this week before, we get in arguments with each other all the time. But weakness would be us leaving and us, you know, like you were saying, letting that fester and holding it against each other. Absolutely not. We use it to sharpen each other. Yep. And we figure out how can we avoid the issues, how can we move forward, be more productive, more efficient. And, man, I think that week by week, as this podcast comes out, you're going to see just the levels, the tier. You'll see more guys coming through. You'll see more students. You'll see more guys developing themselves. Yeah, I think this has been so far. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. But any last words? Because I think this has been a good.
Well,
good
you guys.
debut.
I mean, I'm fired up, man. For these,
too, man.
These next couple of days when we go out, it's like, yeah, let's all of us get 5 sets each, and we finish with 10 closes. Let's go.
I got
fired up, bro.
Till 2 a.m.
yeah. This is gonna stop us.
Imagine pulling an all-nighter on the doors.
Oh, dude. Oh, my goodness.
Would that even be possible?
Yeah.
I don't think so, honestly.
We start going to gas stations and pitching at like the 2 a.m. hours.
Yeah,
pitching all the truckers at their trucks at freaking Flying J or something.
Yeah.
You think about it, man. We should do some video ideas like that. Like, honestly,
dope.
Anyone listening, man, give us a challenge of where we can get a solar pitch out in a set. Anytime, any place. It doesn't matter. Send us to a bowling alley. Send us to a truck stop. I truly believe I can set a solar appointment to get a closed deal anywhere. Anywhere. There's homeowners everywhere you look. There's really no.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I've had people, you know, at, you know, I think it was like 10 p.m. I called out the name. I was like, hey, you know, Juan? I think it was Juan. I was like, hey, Juan. And then the lady in the door, she was like, these aren't business hours. I'm like, well, you're outside. So guess what? I'm talking to you. You know, I didn't say that, of course. But I was like, I just tried to like get it back on.
Step
top.
into my
You know,
office.
yeah, like this is my office. This is my turf, and you're just living in it right now, right?
I
Like,
love that. Yeah.
like, and then guess what? After that, I kept going, and then I got the 1101.
Wow.
So
That was the same
that
night.
was the same night.
Wow,
yeah.
man.
And I had 2 or 3 full pitches in between like those. And
Wow.
yeah, just
Way to have that growth mindset, determination, man. That's why you're Batman, bro. You are
I'm Batman.
Batman.
You know?
The Caped Crusader.
Yeah, you've seen like the trilogy where you got the motorcycle, disengaging from the car. That's me right now. I got my car, got my Segway. I park.
The
The
Segway.
Segway drops out from the trunk.
We need a Segway video edit.
Oh,
we need like a
yeah.
Segway
Trust me,
montage, man.
I've had this idea in my head for over a month now. Of like, man, it's like the Segway video is gonna be wild. But
And you got your summer board too. So maybe you
Yes,
could use
it's
that
charging
to
right
use-
now. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, it's fully charged. I'm
Oh,
looking at
boy.
it right now.
we have some
About
fun
to
over
take
there.
that puppy for a spin.
Yeah,
I
that's
got
all
a
I got.
snowboard on land, man.
And I'm fired up. I'm ready to start like yelling in that movie, boy.
I know. Oh, movie's gonna start
I'm
here.
excited.
Yeah, let's get going. All right, goodbye, everybody. It's been nice. Peace out.
Peace.
Later.